Evan, this is your boy G. Calling to do a part two of what I promised to do a couple days ago, but kind of been slacking off a little bit on what I have to do with schoolwork and work and everything. So I wanted to continue the part one, but honestly, I said this is part two. So I promise you that I'll tell you the name of the book that I was reading concerning my marriage talk and what's going on. The book that falls in the realm of what I mentioned was called Married Roommates: How to Go from a Relationship That Just Survives to a Marriage That Thrives. It's written by Talia and Alan Wagner. This book can be found on Amazon and probably any other bookstore, but I got it off Amazon. We can get it off. I can read it right on the Kindle app, or I think they have the Audible version where you can listen to it. But don't quote me on that. I have checked it out. I just got the Kindle version where I can read it, and it points out a lot of great facts about marriage and how what you look for to see if you're actually living, if you're married and actually living as a roommate, especially if you just go through the day and you don't acknowledge each other, or you just basically talk about things, but you're not really communicating how you really feel about the things. You're just kind of just living together. But that's not really the concept we want to talk about. I have this a Bible app that I read every day. It gives me the morning the devotional, morning prayer. It has the nighttime prayer for me to look through and basically make myself feel good during the day because it's good to get into the Word and understand what is um, required of us. And one of the things I want to talk about is how your actions speak louder than words. Because sometimes in a marriage, you feel that what you're saying is more important than what you're actually doing. Because you can say I love you, but are you showing it? You can say you appreciate everything that that person is doing, but are you showing them that you really appreciate it, or are you just saying it just to say it? And the thing I want to read that says, actions speak louder than words. This is the gift found in the passage 1 John 3:18. It says, "My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth." As Christians, we are not supposed to love with our tongue or our words, but with our deeds. We can say we love someone all day long, but in the end, our love for that person is determined by our action towards them. It says love is a verb. It's not what we say, but what we do that determines it. I found it very fascinating because after the first taping, I actually read that and it resonated to me in the sense that this is one of the issues that I have pers- personally in terms of loving somebody and showing it. But you see, think I said it in the first episode is I don't know how to love properly or love someone else. I know what love is, but loving someone else is a problem. Like I can love my friend, brother, sister, mom, and all that, and my son love him to death, and my cousins and nieces and nephews. But when it comes to me showing love to another person, I just seem to can't connect. resonated from things in the past that affected me how it is, but it feels like when I say I love you, it is not coming from deep within. You know that deep love I had that when you say it, it just warms your heart. It just means when I love, it's like, oh, I love you, and that's it. But but my mind telling me there's nothing behind it. Like, why are you even saying it? But it feels like I have to say it because I am married, and they deserve to hear that. But it's not. I don't mean it, and that is a problem when you're married. And you guys are having issues like that, it's time to own up to it and realize that if you're not feeling the love, but you feel like you're going through it, then why are we married? That's a problem that I have, and I told my wife this is I told you I love her, but it feels like I'm just saying it. Like we're just going through the emotions during the day. There's no actions behind what we say. There used to be. He used to come home, people used to greet me, give me a hug, say hi, hello, or we try to do something in the house. We're like, hey, thank you for doing this. But lately, it's just been come to the point where it's one of us. I'm not blaming her. I'd say mostly, but it's mostly like I'd say I come in home and I want to do stuff. Like sometimes men we play around with spouses and others, but and then got a lot of rejection. And after a while, it's just like I'm trying to show that I care and love her, but I get a lot of rejection. It's like I'm too busy. Don't mess with me. What are you doing? I'm cooking. I'm doing this. I'm too tired. And I'm like, from a guy standpoint who just wants to show and appreciate the wife is just doing what she's doing, they're not doing it physically in the bedroom, but be able to communicate her physically and mentally and get rejected. It's kind of like the point like, why am I even doing this? So, like I said, I had to talk. She broke down crying, but it's the point of when she was breaking out crying, I started kind of like at the whole kind of he'd say, "Am I smiling?" I started smiling for some odd reason because some stuff she was saying, I was like, I, I don't know what it is. I sound like felt like I didn't care what she was saying. Like she said, we need to do this. And I'm like, but I'm like, you may want certain things to happen, but I'm not there. I'm, I got my plans. I'm ready one step out the door, and this year is the year where I'm actually on the process of doing that. It's like you can say, let's do this, make it work in this, but I'm at the point where love is not there. I just don't care. Because when she is crying, I still would have, I had a clear face. My mind was, I was just looking at her like, okay, you can cry, but it's not affecting me physically, emotionally, mentally. It's not. Those tears did nothing to me. Like I didn't care about her feelings. Is that wrong of me? In a sense, yeah. But from someone who's just almost like dead inside, no feel, no love, it's kind of like I need, I need to go. Because if she's hurting and I don't feel it, because the worst fear I ever had was when my big story I had is I know I love someone because it hurt me because something happened to my dad years ago and he almost died. And part of the things he did was when he finally went back into church, he came around and hugged all his kids. And I was in the choir stand, and this is the first time in my life I see my dad. I was so happy that he went on kid. Then when he came to me, I almost couldn't hold it. I just started crying. I had to leave, go downstairs, and I was crying because I'm like, my dad. I could have lost my dad, and and it hurt me so much. I started aching. Like the same thing with 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 my spouse. Like she had issues when she had diabetes. She was so high up with her diabetes, like almost like 500, 600, but she was still there. But it's like I'm just like when she told me that I go to the hospital, I wasn't like hurting. I wasn't like okay. I'm like everything was high, what the doctor say, and I was just like okay, we you need to make some changes, and I'll be there, and that's about it. I wasn't like oh babe, are you okay? Are you okay? I said, no, I wasn't like that because I just didn't feel anything. Somebody out there can help me understand how I should be feeling. Let me know, or if I'm wrong for how I feel. Let me know that also, because when you have actions, the actions don't show what your what your love is, or reverse. If you love someone but your actions ain't showing that, then why are you with that person? Which is comes to what's going to lead into my third session is when we talk about probably tomorrow or the day after is how I met the wife. Me and the wife, we never dated. We went out maybe 4 or 5 times, not every day. We kind of hung out. And I'm an adventurous person. I was in the military, and I like to just go out and just hang out, see different places. And I invite people. Or if I have stuff from my house, buy someone over dinner or something, it's just an invite. That's all it is. And when my wife first showed up to the, her duty station in Spain, where I was, because I was there before, she showed up. I'm that guy who any new member shows up, no matter what job you are, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna be like, hey, welcome to the command. If you need any help, we're over here. Let me know. I'll guide it. But my wife told me that she's telling people that as soon as she arrived, I was eyeing her. I was fascinated with her. I'm like, no, I was not fascinated in my life. I never, it be harsh. I never was. Even till today, I was not like look at her and be like, hey, look at this sexy thing. Look at this whatever, and be like, I can't live without her. She mesmerized me. No, it's not that. I was the person who helped her. And through the time we get to know, it's like I used to invite people there. I make food. Somebody asked me to make something, I would make it. It's not a problem. If I made a dish and someone liked it and say, hey, buy me the stuff, I'll make it and I bring it. Or if you want to, I can show you how to make it. So next time you don't have to worry about asking me. You can just do it yourself if you like something. And I did that once or twice for her, and but I was never really attracted. I was talking. I was actually maybe dating this one other girl and talking. I'll admit it. I talked to many girls when I was in Spain. I did a lot of things and a girl, but I was never dating the wife. You know, she may say that we dated. No, we never dated. I go on trips. I invited her. If she wants to come, she came. It's simple. I did that to many people, and I never fell in love. We just had a deal where it's gonna be hard. So we're gonna talk about next time. Is she she had one kid. He was 18 at that time, and she wanted to have another child. And I said I've never had a child. I was 35 years old and I never had a kid. So we made a pact that she wanted to get a kid. I help you get a kid, and that was it. We when we hung out a few times, she got pregnant, and that was it. It was nothing where we were compatible with each other or I chased her or anything like that. And one issue that kind of threw me off a little too is what people didn't realize in that time she had a person coworker who she called a friend but wasn't really a friend to her, and she kind of attacked me in sort of a sense where I was invited. She was out with her friend having some drinks. She and I had nothing to do, so she invited me. Hey, come on out, have some tapas with me and a drink. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I rode my bike. I was when he lived right probably 5 minutes away from where this restaurant was, and when she went to the bathroom, her friend's like, "Hey, look at Mr. George. If you hurt my friend, I will kill you." I was like, "What?" Okay, I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So at that point, I was like, "Nope, nope, that's not. I can't be friends with her, or because she told me that." I was like, "Nope, I'm done." It's like I'm not trying to get into anything that I don't need to get into. This is just a friendship. That's it. No dating, long-term dating, nothing. Because I already was dating a girl around there, and I'm all good. But that's gonna be more inclusive for the next video. But this one was just more of the actions, which include an action there. If I don't love love you, and my actions don't speak that I show that I love you, then why am I in a relationship? And that's the issue that I have. So stay tuned. Part three is gonna come. And if anybody has any comments, just let me know. Feed me. I'm open to all comments and we can have discussion. All right, talk to you guys later.